Okay, welcome to your third CSS and HTML tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be discussing the different ways to reference CSS styles. Okay, there are three different ways to reference CSS styles on an HTML page. The first, the typical way is using internal style sheets. You can also use inline styles, and we can also use an external style sheet. Now, the internal style sheet is using the style tags like we did previously. Okay, and let's create an element here. Let's call this div. Okay, let's say this is the content of the div element. Okay, Control S, save this. Okay, and okay, using the internal style sheets, we create a style element here, and like we did previously, we gave this an ID. Let's call this div1. Okay, and we reference the ID by creating the pound sign div1. Okay, and we said background color, let's say green. Okay, Control S and save this. This is using the internal CSS style sheets. Okay, however, we can also use inline styles. Okay, so let's take this internal, let's take out the style out, let's take the styles out and take this out as well. Control S to save, refresh. Okay, now using the inline styles, we basically use HTML we use the HTML style attribute. So we go style equals, okay, and we list out a list of declarations separated by a semicolon. So we can say let's say background color, let's say background color blue. Okay, Control S to save. So this element will have a background color of blue. We can also say color to change the color of the font. We can say white. Okay, Control S to save, refresh the page, and the text has been changed to white as well. So this is using the inline CSS style, which is actually a style attribute with a list of declarations as the value of the style attribute. Okay, and we can also use an external style sheet as well. Let's take this out. The third method is using an external style sheet. Control S to save. Let's go back to our browser here. Okay, close this out. Okay, now the external style sheet, we use the link HTML attribute like this right here. This is used to reference the short icon. Okay, however, we can use a link to reference an external style sheet. So let's create an external style sheet first. Right click and new file, Control S to save. Let's call this main .css, right? Save this. Okay, and we could put all our style declarations within this main attribute right here, main CSS style page right here. Let's open this back. Okay, main. Okay, so we can reference, what element are we going to reference? We're going to reference this div element right here. Let's give it a div of ID box. Okay, and we can say box. We can say background color. We can say the background color is red. Okay, we can give it a width 200 pixels, and we can give it a height, let's say 30 pixels. Control S to save that. Now to reference that style sheet, we create it right here. We create a link element. Okay, we use one tag, link tag, HTML tag. We create a rel attribute that will tell the document that this is a style sheet. Okay, we can also create a type attribute, which will tell the document what type of document it is. We'll tell the browser what type of document it is. So we can say text / CSS. Okay, and also we need to put in the href attribute. Okay, which will be the value of the href attribute will be the URL to the main.css file. So we're going to say it's in our same folder, so we're going to say it's main.css. Okay, whatever folder, sometimes you may have it in another folder. You simply go / folder / whatever folder you have it in. Okay, that's the URL to the main .css style sheet. Control S to save. Okay, and let's preview this in our browser. Okay, as you can see here, the text, the background color of the text is red, and the element, the text element, the text is within the background color of the div is red, and the text is within the div. Okay, so these are the three different ways of referencing styles. Okay, we have the inline style, which will take an HTML attribute, style attribute. We also have the external style sheet, which will be referenced with a link element, HTML element, and we also have the internal style sheet, which will be placed within style HTML tags like this here. Okay, so these are the three methods to reference styles. Okay, so thank you for watching this tutorial, and do subscribe and ensure that you watch further tutorials. Thank you.